Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Jeremy from Randolph Running Club, and today I want to talk to you about stretching right after this. So just talking to you guys here, walking you through my stretch routine. This is something that I try to incorporate before every single run. I try to do it when I'm going to work out and go to the gym, but of course, we're in the midst of a pandemic, so there's not much gym going for me right now. But anyway, I start off on the floor, as you can see here, and just really get comfortable, get ready to get into this position. And I spend between 10 and 15 seconds typically from each thing. So the first thing you'll see here is a lower back stretch. And what you're doing here is you want that right or that left knee, to come over, touch the ground, and kind of try to keep your shoulder blades to the ground the best that you can. And you should really be feeling this in your back right now. It's just a really good stretch, kind of get that range of motion. So you'll see you'll flip over here onto the other side, stretch that right leg over. You can't see my knee because I'm blocking it, unfortunately, but my left knee is touching the ground, and I'm trying to keep my shoulder blades to the ground and maintaining contact the best that I can. So here, making sure I'm just getting both sides of my back, getting that warmed up. I like to shift after that and just make sure that, I'm comfortable. And then I bring my right knee to my chest. And you can, really stretch this as much as you feel comfortable. You can bring it in as much as feels right for you. Here you see my position, and I'm really feeling that in my quads right now. So that is the front of my thigh, if you don't know what a quad is. And I'll switch here to my left now. And really you just want to hug that shin and pull it in as close as you can so that your knee can be basically right above your chest. And you should really, really be feeling that great stretch right now. So I'll hold this for about 15 seconds, give or take. Some days more, some days less. And then I will grab both shins and bring both of my knees to my chest just to kind of finish the job and make sure that I have both of them stretched out pretty well. All right, so we'll do that. Get some rocking going. Just make sure we're comfortable, make sure we're ready to move. And here, I'm going to bring my left knee in. So my left knee is bent, and my left foot is basically touching the inside of my right leg. And now I'm going to bend forward and touch my toes. And what I'm doing here is I'm making sure I'm getting my hamstrings, getting as deep as I can into that right hamstring, so that once I'm ready to start running and really start moving, my hamstring won't be tight and it'll be ready to meet the ask that I'm bringing towards it. So hold that for about 15 seconds and then switch the other side. So you'll see my right foot now touching my inner left thigh, and then I'm going to grab my toes and stretch my hamstrings once again. And as you can see, I'm actually a little bit more tight on my left side, and that's totally okay. Sometimes you might be more flexible one day than another. You just got to do what feels comfortable for you, and trust me, anything here is better than nothing. So moving through this, about another 15 seconds of holding that, just making sure we're getting any tightness out. And now we are ready to stretch our piriformis muscles. So you'll see I'll bring my right leg and put it on top of my left knee, my right ankle I should say, and then I bring that left knee in and make sure I have my hands in a comfortable position behind me. And what I'm doing is I'm stretching that muscle kind of on the right side of my butt, if you will. And yeah, that piriformis, that can give some people some trouble. This is a pigeon stretch, is what it would be officially called if I'm not mistaken. And it just really kind of works on that muscle, makes it a lot looser, which is something that can be a little bit tight in the early mornings when you're first waking up. You'll see I'll put my left over my right knee and do the same motion. And I typically like to hold this one probably the longest of all my stretches. Some days I'll go 30, 45 seconds because I just tend to find that my muscles here can be a little bit tight when I first wake up. So we'll hold that, make sure we get nice and deep in there. And we are just about ready to move into the next exercise. So now I want to get a good stretch in my calves. So I'm going to turn over, but first kind of, make sure I'm stretched out. You don't want to just go into a downward dog immediately. And I will put my right heel and make sure that it's touching the ground. And I'm just moving my left foot kind of for demonstration purposes so you can see that my heel is touching. And basically with that right heel touching the ground and you in this kind of downward dog position, you're stretching your calves. You're really loading those and just making sure that they have the right range of motion here. And then you'll see I'll switch over to the left and do the exact same thing. And just make sure that both of my calves are ready to go because you don't want to have any Achilles issues or anything like that from having tight calves. From here, I'm actually going to kind of walk out my calves a little bit after just getting one more deep stretch in right there. And what I'm doing here is just kind of letting my body tell me, how it's feeling. I'm just really walking through the range of motion, kind of like you would do in like a yoga session or something similar to that. So really just, listen to what your calves are telling you. So I do this probably 5 times for each leg, so 10 times total. And then I'm ready to go into a downward dog. And from there, I bring my right leg forward in between my 2 arms that are touching the ground. And I just get a really deep stretch in my groin throughout my legs as well. So you just want to keep that foot flat, heel to the ground. And then I'll bring it back, right back to my downward dog. Walk my calves out again and just see how I'm feeling. If I need any extra stretching at this time, I might consider adding it. And then I bring that left leg forward into a forward lunge, same way in between my 2 hands, and really get well into that groin, get into my legs in general. You just hold that for about 15 seconds, yep. And then we'll come back into our downward dog. And you notice I didn't really do anything for my arms or my upper back, so I just like to throw in a couple push-ups. So I'll do 5 push-ups here. And hey, you're ready to go. So now, you've stretched out, your muscles are warmed up, they're loose. I like to run easy for the beginning of my run, but you kind of get the idea here. And yeah, now you're ready to lace up, you're ready to go. All right, thanks for watching that, guys. As usual, if you like the video, feel free to hit that subscribe button below, and yeah, talk to me in the comments. Let me know how do you stretch before you go on a run? How do you warm up before a run? This is kind of my static warm up. If I'm really trying to go fast and really get after it immediately, I'll also throw in some dynamic stretches, which I'll go over in another video at a later time. I think that really deserves its own video. But yeah, just let me know how you feel, and stay blessed, stay safe, and inspire others. Have a great day.